Worrying news, race fans. Worrying news. There's been a zombie outbreak in the hab zones of the borough. Zombies have broken through the containment fences and have now got into the town. They were actually there 3 days before anyone noticed. Wait for me. Bugger! Ow, that really hurt. A pack of zombies have been contained within a derelict industrial zone, and Wastelands Raceway have offered the services of our competitors to help clear this infestation. Our remaining racers will be competing against each other to see who can take out the most zombies. Remaining competitors, that is, except for the Stoat. The Stoat is still repairing their vehicle from the explosion in the last round, so they are unavailable today. Here's the terrain our racers will be competing over today. All racers will enter from the left of the screen as you're looking at it now. Otto has drawn the left-hand start position. The central zone is occupied by Sherry Cerise, Dinky Weasel and Kevin 11. And the right-hand start position has been drawn by Sarge. The racers will earn 1 can for each zombie they can eliminate, and they will have the opportunity to spend those cans on their vehicles prior to the commencement of the next phase of the Deathmatch Arena. So folks, let's get started on the Wastelands Raceway Zombie Bash. So Sarge starting us off with a medium straight. With a shift slide spin, it means he can complete the manoeuvre, but slides and spins, funnily enough. He manages to shift up to gear 2, and it ends with a fairly modest 2 hazards. And he's now opening fire at the zombie in front of him. House rule, you only hit zombies on a 5 or 6, not a 4, 5 or 6, because zombies are smaller than cars, and so are harder to hit. A 6, that's a hit. First zombie claimed by Sarge. So now it's over to Kevin 11, who starts with a compulsory long straight and picks up an automatic 5 hazards into the bargain. He can now choose what move he wants to do, and in this case it's a medium straight, but rolling a shift, and a spin, even with the free shift for manoeuvre, all he can do is move forward. He can't change gear, he can drop a hazard, but that's it. But that's good enough, because he collects his first zombie, Splat. And that now brings his guns to bear. Sadly, out of range, which means it's now Dinky Weasel's turn. Shift, spin. The end result being she completes her medium straight, she shifts up twice into gear 3, and ends with 1 hazard. Her guns are out of range, so that's the end of her move. So now we move on to a medium straight for Sherry Cerise. She rolls 3 shifts and a hazard. She also ends in gear 3 with 1 hazard. So we now move to Otto, who's also going to try and complete a medium straight. Shift, slide. That's much better than his performance in the first round, I can tell you. He ends the manoeuvre in gear 2 with no hazards at all. He gets a good view of the zombies, but unfortunately he's out of range, so can't shoot. So it's turn 1, gear phase 2. Apologies race fans, we had an issue with filming of the last turn. Zombies chewed through the power cables leading to our cameras. However, Dinky Weasel did manage to complete a medium straight. She ended in gear 4 and she managed to machine gun a zombie. So we move over now to a medium straight from Cherie. 2 shifts and 2 spins rolled during the chaos. The end result is a shift up to gear 4 and 2 hazards. She now has zombies in her sights. Rocket launcher fires. Rocket launcher hits. So far, that's 4 of our 5 drivers with a zombie kill. So we're back to Otto and another medium straight. Shift, hazard. So he successfully completes that, ends in gear 3, and no hazards. He's firing. Oh, he's missed. Let's move over to Sarge. Now he's going to have to take evasive action around that pylon, which he deftly completes, and now has another zombie in his sights. So of course opens fire. It's now turn 1, gear phase 3. We have another medium straight from Cherie, which she completes with a cheeky spin at the end. And that puts her in range of 2 zombies. Crewmate opens fire with the shotgun, and Cherie opens fire with the rocket launcher. But misses. Now let's get over to Otto, who is hoping that a medium straight will take him straight through that zombie. Success! And he's also opening fire. Second zombie to Otto. Now it's Sarge. A medium straight, which poses no problems whatsoever, and brings him within machine gun range and arc. He shoots. And he hits. That's now 3 zombies to Sarge. Background now to Kevin 11, but he can't move because he's in gear 1 and it's gear phase 3. So let's get on with gear phase 4, shall we? For the first move of this phase, Cherie Cerise has just completed a gentle turn. She's now in gear 5 with 2 hazards, and is now firing her shotgun at a zombie. Now it's Otto, a successful medium straight, but no zombies to shoot, so that's the end of his go. So back to Sarge. A gentle turn puts him back amongst the zombies, and a triple shift roll means he does it perfectly. Obviously he's going to open fire. Kevin 11 still stuck in gear 1, so let's see what Dinky Weasel's up to. A gentle turn to put her amongst the zombies. She completes that, ending in gear 5 with just 1 hazard. She's in range, her turret takes aim, and it's still turn 1, but it's now gear phase 5. Otto is in gear 5, so he can move in this phase, and he's attempting a gentle turn. He's successful, but ends up with 4 hazards. But would you look at that, a beautiful point-blank opportunity for Otto. But an opportunity wasted. He's missed. Oh, Otto. Well, let's hope that Sarge doesn't disappoint. In gear 5, his movement options are limited, so he's going for a long straight. Oh, even after a re-roll, he's still got a slide and a spin and a shift. Look at that! He slides straight into a zombie. And follows with a tactical spin, which puts him in the perfect position to lay down some high-speed lead poisoning. Scratch 1 more zombie. So let's skip past Kevin 11 because he ain't doing anything. And let's see what Dinky Weasel's up to. In gear 5, her options are limited, and this long straight may well get her into trouble. There's a couple of shifts there which will help her, and she manages to complete this maneuver successfully. Not only that, she manages to change down 2 gears, so she's now in gear 3, very sensible. And of course she's shooting. And another zombie bites the dust. Next up, it's Cherie. And another long straight. She's also changing down, so she ends up in gear 4 with 4 hazards. Time to mash some zombies. Shotgun first. Oh, it misses. Will the rocket launcher do any better? Boom. That's more like it. It's Otto now, and a high risk gear 5 swerve. Shift hazard. That will help. 1 zombie kill, and lined up for another point blank blast. He's missed at that range. Speechless. There's no one in gear 6, so he moves straight on to turn 2, gear phase 1. Kevin 11 has to do his compulsory drag racer long straight to start with, ending in 5 hazards, and he can choose what he wants to do after that, which in this case is a gentle turn. He's got 2 shifts to spin and a hazard, but he also gets a shift for the maneuver. After dice shuffling and calculations, The upshot is he completes the manoeuvre, changes up into gear 2, but has to retain the spin at the end of that manoeuvre. However, that pushes his hazards back up to 6, which means he wipes out. He passes the flip check, but he does still spin out and ends up in gear 1 again. So all that was for nothing. Nice one, Kev. Let's see what Dinky Weasel's up to. And it looks like she's up to a gentle turn. I think those skid dice might say otherwise though. So she slides wide instead of completing that gentle turn. But it's not disastrous, that's probably still recoverable. Her turreted machine gun fires and chalks up another zombie kill. So that's Dinky Weasel done. Let's check out Sherry Cerise. Oh, it looks like Sherry Cerise is going to use a gentle turn to steal that zombie out from under Otto's nose. And a cheeky spin into the bargain too. I think this is what we would call a target-rich environment. Oh, a miss with the shotgun. But the hand grenade, that is a hit. And that shows the advantage of having additional crew. Getting extra shots off every turn has certainly helped out. So let's make use of the drone to check out how many zombies are actually left. So we got one here near the start line. Here's Otto, there's Cherie, we've got one more zombie. On this side of the battlefield, bit of a mess. We've got one there tucked around the corner. So just 3 zombies left. So let's get into turn 2, gear phase 2. Otto in gear 5, trying to pull off a swerve. He completes it with a cheeky spin at the end, but he retains 4 hazards and is still in gear 5, neither of which are ideal. This is an opportunity for another shot. And he misses again! Otto's shooting this round is about as bad as his driving was last round. Let's go and check out Sarge. Looks like he's trying a hazardous gear 5 swerve. He rolls 3 shifts, and with only 3 hazards to start with, that's not a problem at all for him. In fact, he manages to end that with 2 hazards less than he started. And I think we all know what's coming next. Another zombie added to the Sergeant's collection. And that's everyone who can move, who has moved. Let's move on to the next gear phase. It's turn 2. It's gear phase 3. Apologies for the interruption, race fans. Zombies again. It means we lost the footage of Dinky Weasel's move, but essentially she shot another zombie. A gentle turn from Sherry Cerise, who is clearly trying to get herself out of this rapidly approaching car crash. She's got a shift, spin, slide, which, although would look on the face of it a disaster, this will actually work in her favour. It's Otto up next. Because he's in gear 5, his only real option is a swerve. That's hazardous. This could get very dodgy indeed. A shift, slide. Could have been worse, I guess. Could have been better though. It gets him out of the way at least, but it could be in trouble next turn. So what's Sarge going to do? Gear 5 long straight, but luckily for him, his way now appears to be clear. And he rolls a shift spin, which is very nice for him. He's going to have to watch out for Cherie next turn though. And of course Kevin 11, still stuck in gear 1, so can't move. Sherry Cerise will be hoping that this gentle turn in gear 4 will avoid a collision with Sarge. Let's see. Oh dear, 2 slides, a shift and a spin. This is going to get messy. Oops, yep, she sideswipes the rear end of Sarge. Hang on, she's actually playing this as a smash attack. Wow, she's actually trying to damage Sarge. Sarge, on the other hand, appears to be trying to evade. 2 critical hits is 4 hits on Sarge. Sarge's evade dice only cancel 1 of those, so he takes 3 damage to his car. But the carnage continues because now Cherie has 6 hazards. It's a wipeout. She passes the flip check, but she still spins out, and our post-wipeout facing randomizer has put her in a very unhelpful position. I think she's out of the race for the last remaining zombie. Gentle turn from Otto, and rolling a shift spin. That's not going to help him. He completes a manoeuvre with 5 hazards. The spin at the end gives him 6. It's a wipeout. He miraculously passes the flip test, and the resulting spin doesn't do him much harm either. But he is now in gear 1, so also would appear to be out of the race for the final zombie. Now in gear phase 4, Otto is in pole, but he's gear 1 now, so he can't move. So we move over to Sarge. Sarge in gear 4, completing a medium straight. He's not actually rolling any skid dice because, let's face it, he doesn't really need to. The manoeuvre gives him a shift, so he loses a hazard. There you go, easy peasy. Dinky Weasel in gear 3 is trying a hard turn, but she's got 5 hazards to start with. Shift spin means she does manage to complete the manoeuvre, but she doesn't reduce her hazards at all. She's still on 5, which is not a good place to be. On my calculation, Sarge is now in pole. If he wasn't before, he is now. Sarge is in pole and trying a gentle turn. And he rolls another triple shift. From Sarge, we move to Big Red. And this is a problem. It's gear phase 1. He can move. He must move along straight. This is going to hurt. And that's as far as he gets. He still picks up his mandatory 5 hazards though. He does have a front ram, so luckily for him, he doesn't gain any hazards from the collision. Demonstrating uncharacteristic aggression, he decides to smash and does 2 damage. Otto tries to evade, but doesn't manage it, so takes that damage. Now Otto, who can ignore Big Red because they're in contact, is going to try a standard turn in gear 1. He manages to complete the manoeuvre. He ends in gear 2 and he's got 4 hazards. Medium straight for Dinky Weasel. She rolls 3 shifts, which is just what she wanted, so she loses 3 of her 5 hazards and completes the manoeuvre successfully. Sherry Cerise now, and she is going to attempt a hairpin in gear 1 in reverse. She can do this because any gear 1 manoeuvre you can complete, you can do forwards or backwards if you're in gear 1. She completes it with a nice little spin, setting herself up nicely. Ending in gear 3 with 3 hazards. Sarge now, just a straight, medium straight. He's not rolling any dice because he doesn't have to, and he doesn't need to. Now over to Dinky, who is going to attempt a medium straight in gear 3. She's following Sarge's lead and not rolling any dice. Now let's get over to Sherry Cerise. Gentle turn, successfully completed, finishing in gear 3 with 2 hazards. And now here's Otto. It's a hairpin from Otto, which he completes without incident and even finishes with a cheeky tactical spin. It's a gentle turn for Sherry Cerise, which he completes with a little spin at the end, picking up 1 additional hazard, but also ending it in gear 4. Oh, a bold move from Dinky Weasel. Bold move indeed. She's obviously trying to shunt Sherry Cerise out of the way. It's a smash attack into Cherie's near side. Only 1 damage, but more crucially, 2 hazards. Cherie avoids the damage, but she can't avoid the hazards. This puts Dinky on 3 hazard, but it puts Cherie on 6. She's going to wipe out. Somehow she manages to avoid the flip, but she can't avoid the spin. And that is a very inconvenient position to end up in. Over now to Sarge. A gentle turn, and Sarge will be hoping for a spin dice, I think, to bring his guns to bear. Unfortunately for him, it's 3 shifts, so he ain't going to get any shots off this turn. But let's face it, he's in an unstoppable position now. And with no one in a position to stop him, Sarge romps home, taking out the final zombie. So, race fans, let's have a look at the final scores. These scores will now be translated into cans, which the drivers can spend on their vehicles prior to the next round of
Deathmatch Arena.
Yes, that's right, race fans. Be sure not to miss the next exciting episode when our remaining contenders face off in the carousel of carnage. But until then, bye bye.